Y'all, there is so much to talk about after that 11-minute sneak peek from the Wheel of Time Season 3. And no, I'm not just talking about somebody literally getting cut in half, or bludgeoned to death by the Keeper of the Chronicles. And of course, the pyrotechnics, the channeling, it looks incredible. But there's a lot more that I want to talk about than just the fighting. First things first, the tension in the White Tower has truly never been higher, and I'm not just talking about the Black Ajah, I'm talking about the Reds. The Emerald Seat barred the Red Ajah from attending Liandrin's trial. And then Liandrin used her trial as a platform to accuse Siuan of violating Tower custom and law. Siuan acknowledges that if the accusations were true, and let's be honest, they were pretty close to accurate, the Hall would possibly depose her. Now, these accusations create a bit of a stir in the Hall, but Siuan has Nynaeve waiting in the wings, ready to testify that Liandrin is Black Ajah, therefore not bound by the 3 oaths, and therefore possibly lying. Before Nynaeve's testimony, though, Liandrin, being aware that she's fully cooked, completely pops off and summons her Black Ajah sisters. And my god, does it get wild. So the fight was crazy. The fact that the Black Ajah exists at all was crazy. But we can't forget about the Red Sisters, even the non-Black Ajah Red Sisters, because hashtag not all Reds, they are probably going to take these accusations against Siuan and possibly run with them, assuming they're aware of them. And with a new Red Ajah bombshell entering the villa this season, I think it's safe to say that Siuan is not yet off the hook. More things to talk about. First, let's talk about how Lyanna has officially submitted herself to be our new fave, because OMG, the staff scene, the fact that she was protecting Siuan as if she was her warder, it was just beautiful. Also, just look at her. She's fierce. Something else worth noting, we are still dealing with Nynaeve's block, and if you're a show-only person and didn't read the books, never fear, you're not alone. Book readers also had to deal with the block for a very long time. Now, moving on to Varen's part of the plot, we saw some very, very interesting objects of power. This one that the Black Ajah sister took might look familiar, because yeah. There are also some other ones that were absolutely delicious for book readers to see, but I'm not going to spoil why. Speaking of Varen's plot of utter betrayal and a blink and you missed it moment, Varen seemed to partially at least block the weave of, I assume, compulsion cast on them by the Black Ajah sister. You'll note that the weave somewhat dissipated over her where it went fully into Adeleas. And even though she seemed to suffer some consequences, so probably was struck in some way, Adeleas, with her memories presumably wiped, seemingly had it way, way worse. And I'm wondering if this will be some kind of inspiration for a revenge plot for Varen going forward. And finally, the sneak peek ended us with quite the cliffhanger for Alanna especially. We had Liandrin and a whole Black Ajah squad versus Alanna and 2 warders. No matter what happens, though, we'll always have Alanna and her Kendrick Lamar moment. How did you feel about the sneak peek? If you haven't seen it yet and you don't have Prime Video, it's on YouTube, but it's only going to be there for like 5 more days. I was personally already hyped about the Wheel of Time Season 3, but this clip, this sneak peek, took my hype into the stratosphere.